Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. I'm about to unleash upon you the perfect 25 fragrance wardrobe for any man. This is the stuff that you need to know, you need to own, you need to wear. And it begins and ends, as all things fragrance do, with Jeremy fragrance. Oh. Actually, I'm just giving this fragrance away. So it begins with Jeremy fragrance because he made this one. And it ends with it because I'm doing the giveaway at the end of the video. Everybody say it with me. 3, 2, 1, power. I think I effed that up. All of these are gonna be linked in the description below. Since we got 25 to go through, let's start. And we start, as we must always do so, with Iris in the fragrance Reserve Privé. Yes, the Gentleman line, a bastion of Iris for lovers of the note, like myself, until they went to Society. But to be fair, Society Ombre is really good also. And Society and Society Extreme are good too, but I'm about that Iris life. And so I gotta have at least one of those in my wardrobe if I'm rolling with just 25. And this one right here, most people would say is the peak of that line. It has that creamy, sexy, classy Iris note along with some booze in there, which really helps take this to the next level. Some woodiness in there, chestnut as well. Absolutely amazing. Fall and winter time during the evening or more classy, formal situations, this stuff, perfect. Now I do want to say before we go any further, obviously I own way too many fragrances. We all know that. But if you've got a collection like 3 fragrances, 4 fragrances, 2 fragrances, whatever, it doesn't matter. Don't watch this video and go like, I gotta go buy 20 right now. I gotta have 25. You don't. Take your own time, test things, try things, buy things that you know you'll like and that you'll actually wear. That's the most important thing. It's better for people to take a little time instead of blind buying 100 things all at once. Let's go fresh with the next one, Polo 67. This is the Eau de Parfum. Now the Eau de Toilette is also really good. That one is obviously gonna be a little bit cheaper because of the lower concentration. But if I'm gonna roll with just one of those, I'm taking this one. I think the opening is amazing. I love the citrus in here. I love the pineapple vibe that you get as well. Really nicely balanced between fresh and sweet. And then as it dries down, a really nice woodiness comes out as well. You can wear this stuff about whenever you want. Yeah, this stuff mega versatile, daytime, nighttime, doesn't matter. And I would wear this spring, summer, fall, winter as well. You know, middle of winter, maybe go a little bit heavier, but I'm sure it smells amazing in the cold, which I'm gonna be finding out here very soon, because I'm gonna be blasting it on this winter. Let's go with one that is newer, but that flies under the radar compared to most of the big new releases this year. 212 VIP Black Elixir. So a lot of reasons that this is gonna fly under the radar. First off, it is an elixir at a time where some people are getting over the elixir name. And also it's 212 VIP Black, which a lot of people love, don't get me wrong, but you know, it doesn't carry the same weight, the same cachet as something like Sauvage, right? So 212 VIP Black gets a new fragrance and a lot of people are like, okay. Because even when it comes to the Herrera lineup at this point, most people know Bad Boy, like that's obviously their most popular line. And then the CH Men flankers and the 212 flankers, they don't get as much play nowadays. This stuff though is surprisingly really, really solid while keeping things pretty modern. So you got a lot of vanilla in here, but it's not as heavily sweet as a bunch of the other vanilla forward fragrances nowadays. Also has black licorice. So you get a good amount of that off the top as well. And it just gives you this interesting balance. It has that wearability, the compliment factor, the performance, the vanilla, but not as syrupy. It has that aromatic kind of edge that balances it out. It smells really good. Missoni Wave, going back for another freshie right here. Smells like it's between Versace Pour Homme and a L'Homme Sport. Good price at discounters, good performance, nice, clean, fresh aquatic scent that will crush during summer. Good office fragrance as well year round. Assuming that your office does not drop to freezing temperatures during the winter, I'm assuming that they have some sort of system in place that keeps it a consistent temperature, so you could wear this year round. Big compliment puller, just a great fragrance to have. And so is this, Luna Rossa Black. Yeah, Prada came out with a new paradigm, and you know, the Luna Rossa line itself has been stuck in ocean gear for the last number of years. So we're not really getting too much new out of Prada outside of that. But this right here is still an amazing fall fragrance, good wintertime fragrance, a little bit mysterious, sexy, sweet, but a different type of sweetness. The way the tonka comes across here, slightly rubbery in a very nice smelling way. I love Luna Rossa Black. This stuff is amazing. Always, always have to have Luna Rossa Black. It's also pretty unique smelling, honestly. Like for everything else that's on sale nowadays, like not including discontinued things, Luna Rossa Black is gonna give you a different vibe than most every other scent out there. Talking about modern popular ones, Invictus Victory Elixir, gotta have this stuff. Now it is a vanilla bomb, so you're gonna have a whole lot of it in here, and it is a different type of vanilla than VIP Black Elixir over here. This is gonna be a little sweeter overall the way it comes across, kind of like a blend of a bunch of different fragrances, some of the bad boy scents, Le Beau de Parfum, Invictus Victory, put them all together, you get this. Has a nice fizzy jumpiness off the skin when you spray it on. Another one that lasts a long, long time and gets a bunch of attention. I love this stuff. That is another one that I will always have. The next fragrance is amazing for some people for summer. I'll explain in a second. But before we jump to that one, if you like short form content, follow my extra channel on YouTube, Extra Gents Scents. Gonna have a whole bunch of shorts over there, also on TikTok, Instagram as well. So follow me into the desert, as thirsty as you are, for short form content. Shout out if you know what that was from, by the way. And as usual, guys, codes. Here they are. There's a bunch of them. If you shop at any of these stores, use these codes, save yourself some money. The next scent, Eros Energy by Versace. This is a citrus nuke. Off the top, it is just a massive blast of all sorts and types of citrus. Some people are gonna smell that and just immediately not dig it. They're gonna say, look, I don't like citrus in my fragrance as is, especially not that much. But if you love citrus, this stuff, perfect. This one kind of fills the hole in my heart that was left when Light Blue Forever was discontinued, because I love the citrus there. This one kind of steps in there for me. It also has a little bit of a similarity to Aventus Cologne. So if you've ever smelled that one, you may smell this and think, it's a little bit similar there, especially in the opening. For me, great for spring and summer. The next scent is Dior Homme 2020. Now I did think about putting Dior Homme Original in here, or Dior Homme Intense, but I didn't want there to be like 5 different iris fragrances, or, very iris forward fragrances, because obviously I love that note. But if you're talking a perfect 25 that covers any situation, if you start to have 20% or 25% of that made up just of all, creamy iris scents, I got a lot of overlap there. So Dior Homme 2020, this is gonna be fresh, spicy, woodsy, very masculine, clean, modern. It's one of those ones that you can wear year round. You could use this like as a blue fragrance in the sense of you would wear it the same times as a blue fragrance. But as I said, it's gonna give you more of that kind of fresh, spicy, woodsy lean than your typical blue scent. Guilty Love Edition up next. I really, really enjoy this stuff. So you have a clean orange blossom in here, nice depth to the fragrance as well, like a nice density to it. It sticks around, it lasts. You have juniper off the top. It's gonna give you this nice little fresh aromatic pop when you first spray it on. A little bit clean clothing-esque to an extent. A nice little bit of sweetness as it dries down. It doesn't smell the same as YSL's Myself, but it does have overlap in the sense of when you would wear it. Obviously, it is not hyped as much as that one. It's not worn as much as that one, so it is gonna give you a slightly more unique scent profile overall compared to what other people are wearing. Stuff just smells great. And so does this. 1 Million Lucky. This is one of my favorite Paco Rabanne fragrances right here. I think that it's just close to the perfect fresh meets sweet meets deep combination. And it's also a fragrance that has been rumored to be discontinued for, I don't even know how long at this point. Years and years and years. People have been like, it's discontinued. Oh, it's still available. False alarm. No, it's discontinued. Oh, it's still available. False alarm again. Just constant back and forth. The issue with that is whenever the day does come, whenever that is, that it does actually get discontinued, nobody's gonna believe it. Boy Who Cried Wolf. You learn about that story when you're a little kid, and here's the thing, man. It's got like some truth to it. You can you can like use that in your real life. It's like, don't judge a book by its cover or something. No, that ain't right. Plum in here smells amazing, just the right balance of sweetness. Another one that frankly I would wear year round. And another one that's also very unique compared to most other fragrances out there. It's a must own. Must own. Got a nice fragrance up next that's a good talking point for your guests. It is La-Di-Da. This smells similar to YSL's Myself if it had some fun times with Stronger With You Intensely. So more of that Myself off the top, more of the Stronger With You as it dries down. A nice hybridization kind of effect going on. So you end up with a scent here that can pull compliments like Myself or Stronger With You, and it gives you just a little different flavor if you do really like that Myself DNA. Also, really good atomizer. One issue with this is it sometimes sells out, so be aware of that. It's pretty popular. People will go grab it and then it sells out and you gotta wait. Don't overpay for it. Lumiere Garçon. This is by French Avenue. Another interesting bottle. It's like a little cap you're supposed to stay on. The bottle is like a little hockey puck, essentially, and then it has this big, kind of hollow, velvet-covered cap. This one right here smells similar to the One Luminous Night, which is one of the best fragrances Dolce & Gabbana has done ever. And in their infinite wisdom, they made it basically impossible to find. Another one that will be a staple for fall and winter for most anybody that owns it. Has a great balance of sweet with a little bit of smoke in there, incense and dates, two of the notes. Good staying power, super sexy, fantastic. You have to have an Aqua de Jo. Them's the rules. So we're going with this Aqua de Jo Parfum. Also, Aqua de Jo Profundo Eau de Parfum would be a good choice, but this one does come with a magnetic cap, which slightly moves it up the rankings. This is another fragrance that I think personally you can use year round. Really does not matter because it has a little extra pop to it as it is the Parfum. Slightly darker, hence the black bottle. But it's still very fresh like you would expect from an Aqua de Jo, so therefore you can use it, like I said, pretty much whenever you want. Amazing smelling scent. People love that one. The Jeremy fragrance box blocked out my attempted tester strip throw there. Boss bottle. Absolute. Yeah, it is fantastic. I will not lie. It is amazing. Oh my God. What? All these caps just flying off, man. The Boss bottled caps do come off pretty easy and they weigh like nothing. This is one of the cheapest caps in the entire designer realm for sure. But that's all right because they pair that cheap cap with an also cheap atomizer. So yeah. Woo! That stuff rules. A little similar to Carlisle from Parfums de Murder. Has a really nice, almost tobacco scent profile to this. Ultra classy. The sweetness does not lean into that heavy, vanilla sweetness that a lot of modern fragrances do, which is fine. I love that as well. This one has more of an almost patchouli sort of vibe to it, more resinous. Just absolutely wonderful. This is another fragrance that is a must own. Let's go next with Rare Carbon. This is by Afnan. Now, this one smells similar to Ombre Leather by Tom Ford, which you could also just go with Ombre Leather. It is more expensive, but that one is also a must own. To me, one of the easiest wearing, but still very classy and high-end smelling leather fragrances in the entire game. Now, some people may say, it's not that easy to wear, but when you compare it to most other leather fragrances, I think for sure it is. Because this one has a nice smoothness to it. It has a subtle sweetness that creeps through. It's elegant, it's sophisticated smelling, and a lot of leather fragrances, not all, but a lot of leather fragrances, they go a little darker, heavier, bolder, more animalic, and it becomes that type of scent profile where you smell it, and even if you really appreciate it, you think to yourself, it's gotta be kind of hard to wear that. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'm gonna be able to wear this fragrance. And I would know nothing about that. There are not fragrances that I own that I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on that I really have never worn. Definitely never done that. Prada L'Homme is the next fragrance choice. This right here, the go-to classy office fragrance. Or at least that's kind of how it's always been taught. Oh my God! Capsticks, hand, capsticks. They work. Ever since this came out, people have basically said this is the go-to easy wearing office scent. And that's because it has a soapiness to it, this like very nice smelling, approachable soapiness, a little bit powdery, but not overdone. It does have iris, that's gonna be part of that soapiness. And it's got like a neroli vibe in there, you know, a little bit of an almost lightly citrusy freshness. It's one that you can just grab, spray, go, and it's going to elevate anything that you're wearing and just make you come across well put together. Sauvage Elixir is the next choice. Gotta have this. Magnetic cap, 2 thumbs up. Atomizer, fantastic. Performance, great. This one does all the little things right. What I love about this so much is it has this classic woody, spicy vibe to it. Very masculine, a little bit throwback. You know, it kind of takes some notes, some pointers from fragrances in the 80s and brings it into the modern age. It is really expensive, so that is really the drawback, but at least you get a nice presentation with good performance and everything else, and it does smell of good quality. Stronger with You, absolutely. Nice. This is my favorite of all the Stronger with Yous. It is my go-to. I also like the Parfum. I like some of the other editions like Leather, for example, really good. The Intensely is good, but absolutely, if I could pick just one, is gonna be the one. It has that warm, cozy, sexy, inviting, magnetic, all of the adjectives, sort of sweetness, little gourmand leaning, great performance, it lasts, it projects. It is one of the best fragrances in this style that you can get today, alongside this. Scandal Absolute. Now, Scandal Absolute does not smell the same as Stronger With You Absolutely or anything like that, but it is, you know, the type of fragrance you would use in the exact same times. They are sort of direct competitors, at least in my mind. Fantastic. This stuff is so good. It has Mirabelle Plum off the top. As it dries down, some chestnut in there, a little bit of woodiness, sort of a caramel vibe. It has a really, really nice sweetness. And that's really what this is about. But the way that it's used and balanced does make it come across to me more wearable than some of the other sweet bomb fragrances that are out nowadays. One of the absolute best, this stuff is killer. I feel like you gotta have a Camera. You have to have a fragrance that's sort of in that angel share vibe, right? So we got a Camera Ducan. I'm going with this one because it has a little bit of a tobacco added in there, tobacco light smokiness. I'm a massive fan of tobacco notes and fragrances, so it's right in my wheelhouse. That's my style. And of course, it's gonna have that Camera sweetness to it. That, you know, kind of edible aspect. Also has better performance than the original Camera, so you're gonna get more longevity, better projection, help you get noticed a little easier, so I had to go with that one. And you gotta have an Aventa style fragrance, so Club de Nuit it is. The limited edition. Why limited edition? Well, to me, this is probably the best one when you take into account the smell, the performance, the price, everything else. It is more expensive than a lot of the other Club de Nuits, but it smells a little more expensive. It's smoother, especially off the top. Has a really nice balanced approach to the Aventa style fragrance. Instead of going super heavy with lemon or super heavy with smoke, this one just gives you just the right touch of everything. Why Eau de Parfum Yves Saint Laurent? Gotta have a blue fragrance. And my first instinct was to grab Dylan Blue. Just Versace Dylan Blue, because it is cheaper and it gets the job done just about as well as any of the other blue fragrances. But then I was like, I gotta have a Y in there. So I swapped out Dylan Blue for this one. This one balances fresh and sweet, has a really nice apple off the top, amberwood as it dries down, smells great. Uomo Signature by Ferragamo, still affordable, still cheap, really strong, it projects, it lasts, has a nice coffee note in there, roast coffee, but that's balanced out with some sweetness, good tonka, leather in here as well. The coffee note that's in here does give you that roast coffee bean vibe, but without as much of the bitterness that you can sometimes get with that note. So I think it's just really well done. Even if at this point it's completely forgotten because they have moved on to the Ferragamo leather line. Le Male de Parfum, got to include this. So this is another iris fragrance, but it's not just iris. There's also vanilla in here, there's spices. It's tied into the original Le Male, you know, lavender is in here. It's one that's more fall winter, which you can guess just by taking a look at the bottle and everything, so it's not late breaking news. And this is one that walks that line between classy and sexy. So it's perfect for an evening out. And then the final fragrance is the Most Wanted Parfum. So this is another one that is in direct competition with these two over here, Scandal and stronger with you. Bourbon, vanilla in there, red ginger, incandescent woods, a little touch of smokiness. Really well balanced once again. It has that sweetness, but then the woods kind of help bring it into check so it never becomes overwhelming, just smells amazingly sexy. And let's do the giveaway. This is Fragrance 1 Office for Men. This has been sealed up for years at this point. I'm not sure exactly when it is I got this. But this will go to one of you guys out there. Hopefully you can make some use out of it. Give it some wears. It's versatile, it's a compliment puller. You know the drill, it's Office for Men. Come on, bro. If you want to be entered in the giveaway, usual stuff, like the channel, be subscribed, leave a comment. And the comment to let me know your go-to, like the one fragrance that you would start a new wardrobe with. I'll pick a winner with a random comment picker, post it up on the post tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, hit me up, I'll ship that out to you. Good luck. So there we go, guys. Ton of fragrances. I want to thank you for hanging with me here until the end. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.